Hey, it's Melissa. I am the writer and publisher at Wanging Dude Publishing. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. Today is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. So it's a great day. Look, I am somebody who loves celebrating birthdays, and I encourage everybody to celebrate your birthday. And no, don't say, oh, I'm too old, or I forget about the day, or blah, blah, blah. It's the one time that you get to be celebrated, and you should be celebrated for being here. So I was going to do a pre-sale today though. So yeah, I had this whole thing like, oh, it's my birthday and I would love for you to buy my book for my birthday. And I was trying to get the pre-sale done, but it's okay. Because when I say to make deadlines for yourself if you're working on a project, and sometimes those deadlines have to be moved depending. Now, the date that I plan to have this book released at the end of May is an important day because it's the day of my mother's birth and death. So my mother died on her birthday, and I talk about her in my book and honor her in my book because I just lost her over the pandemic. So I plan on having the book released on May 26th. So I thought, oh, it'd be so poetic if the pre-sale was my birthday and the release date was her birthday, and it'll be wonderful. But it just got a little complicated. And I think this is really what happened with the audiobook and with the ebook. And I mentioned in a previous video, the Kindle debacle. I'm not doing KDP. The ebook through Amazon is going to have to come through Spark, but, Ingram Spark, which I explain in other videos. But Barnes and Noble was open to a pre-sale. But I think the thing is, again, that I am not a best-selling national author. So you see all of these people do pre-sales, which is great, and I wanted to do it, but they usually do pre-sales to get the money to do the production of the book, right? So these big publishers, they know you're going to buy the book, and so they raise the money ahead of time in order to pay the author and to pay for production. It's the same with concerts. The reason that you have tickets go on sale for concerts a year in advance is because the band is using that money to pay for the concert. They're paying for the production and all the stuff and the stage. And so a lot of people who are popular are able to get that money ahead of time. It's a very, what I can't think of the website right now, but it's those crowdfunding. A lot of crowdfunding sites do that. Well, that's what people do in publishing, and they do it in music all the time. And when you are publishing your own stuff and you have these Ingram Spark and Amazon and Barnes and Noble and these websites, they want you to upload the material, the content, so that they can take a look at it, right? Make sure it's appropriate for them to sell. So I think that was the problem, is that we are now in final edits, and we are finishing up the cover of the book, and all those things are not completed. They're about to be completed. They'll be completed by the end of this month, but they're not completed by my birthday. And so I think the difference is that a Prince Harry or, some other big author, a Stephen King, doesn't have to show any of these distribution, outlets the content, because they know it's going to be great content, right? But Melissa Carter from Atlanta, Georgia, they were like, I don't know who you are. So, and I think that's the hiccup, is that with a pre-sale, I'm assuming that you have to have all the content up. They have to look at it and approve it and make sure before they put the pre-sale on. And also to prove that I have something. It's not just necessarily that it's appropriate. It's the fact that I have something, right? So they don't know who I am. So they're like, well, we're not going to allow you to gather money and then not have anything to show for it. That's Melissa guessing what's going on, because the problem I have is nobody's there to kind of mentor me through it. So that's why I do these YouTube videos. If it helps you, fantastic. If you want to do this, if it helps you appreciate books more, if you're not a writer, but you're just curious about it, then, it's certainly allowed me to appreciate writing more of people who write books. And all the references that I put in this channel, some of the books that I have referenced that have helped me, I'm so glad that they were there. because I mean, we need to tell our stories. If nothing else, tell our stories so it helps other people be able to tell theirs. Because mentorship is kind of a hopefully not a dying thing outside of like corporate America where you're grooming people for corporate jobs, but in arts, you need mentorship as well. And so that I'm just, it's an experiment. And so I'm sharing my experiment and the pre-sale. That was, I kind of wanted it to be today, but it's not. Hopefully have a pre-sale, maybe in April, for the book, but I will certainly let you know. But thank you so much for supporting the channel. There's ways down below that you can support in little ways. And everything goes to the production of this book. So thank you so much. And we'll talk next time. All right. Bye bye.